Hello, welcome back to my channel, Somewhere Below Nirvana. We're going to be reacting to Classically Abby's Modesty Matters, and here's why. Okay, now I'm going to say right up front, I don't mind modesty. I think it is important. However, we'll get into it.
We've lost the thread on modesty. If you are new to my channel, my name is Abby, and here we talk about common sense commentary, where I talk about things that I think are kind of obvious, but in today's day and age would be considered pretty controversial. So let's just get into today's video. If you have been on my channel before, you will know that some of my most popular videos are about modesty. I talk about modesty a lot here on my channel because I love modesty. I think that it is a beautiful concept. It's one that really embraces your femininity. I think that it can really show respect to who you are and to your body. But modesty is very controversial these days, and people take a lot of offense to the term, to the idea. They think it's controlling, they think it's patriarchal, and I am here to say,
Okay, personal opinion here. I have no problem with modesty. If that's the way you want to dress, fine. But we need to be holding men accountable also. Why is it always on the woman to dress modestly so as not to tempt the man? Why?
it is none of those things. I am here to be a big proponent of modesty because I think it's really important, and I want to share why. I don't think that modesty is only for the religious. I don't think that modesty is only for the prudish. I think that modesty is something that everyone should embrace because I think that it can only benefit you, the woman. And I know, again, unpopular opinion, that it's about you as the woman and not about men. But it is for you, and I'm going to tell you why. People often think that when I'm talking about modesty, I'm talking about it as a weapon to be wielded rather than as a tool to be used. A weapon to be wielded is you are dressed immodestly, you look inappropriate, and you are gross. Basically, you are just inappropriate. I don't want you in my space. You are.
Okay, what about another kind of modesty, Abby? What about a modesty that is how you act? A modesty that says, I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not going to be arrogant because I have no reason to be. What about that? That is modesty too.
Upsetting to be around. I think that in today's day and age, it's very hard to dress modestly. I mean, bras are basically clothing now. Like, you can just wear a bra out and about, and that is considered fashion. Or you can see women on the red carpet, and they're literally wearing nothing with like something sheer over their body. Like, that is it. That is their dress. So it's very difficult to dress modestly because that's not what we're being shown is fashionable. But the reason I say it's a tool to be used is because modesty will get women what they want. It will get you what you want. If you
Okay, I'm gonna disagree here. How many, okay, I'm gonna give a trigger warning right here. How many essay assaults happen daily, even if a person is dressed modestly? How many are objectified, even when dressed modestly? Think about that.
dress immodestly, you are asking men to look at you for your body and to ignore your personality.
Okay, this is very dangerous to me because, in my opinion, that kind of thinking, so it's okay if you were dressed immodestly that somebody violated you? No, that's not okay. Not okay at all.
They don't need to get to know you as the person. They are looking at you as a sex object. Now, I don't think most women are wanting men to ignore who they are in favor of looking at them as something they can sleep with, right? If you want more than a one night stand and you want somebody to actually like you, then dressing to be attractive rather than to be objectified is, it's very different. We've made modesty the villain of our discourse rather than.
Abby, weren't you objectified at your baby shower wearing a very modest dress? So, yeah, if someone's gonna objectify you, they're just gonna do it.
And a virtue. Are there some restrictions on the way that we should dress so that we can attract better attention? Absolutely. But that's not a bad thing. And that doesn't mean that men are bad. It doesn't mean that you are being restrained and now you should have freedom. It's a virtue to be harnessed. You can use modesty to your advantage. You can dress in a way that accentuates your figure without showing the entire thing off. You can dress in a way that makes you look beautiful rather than sexy. And of course, there are times when those two things overlap. But I think there's this obsession with wanting men to look at you. Women want to be desired. That makes sense. But realistically, there is a very fine line between being desired within the range of being beautiful and also being attractive, and being desired within the range of being a sex object and men really not caring who you are, but really just wanting you for your body. And I think that
Okay, modesty does not protect against that in every situation.
modesty allows us to walk that line and fall on this side rather than this side. Modesty doesn't need to be frumpy, it doesn't need to be ugly. It should be beautiful and it should accentuate your beauty, but it should be about how lovely you are, not about how good you are in bed. A really good example of this is Sydney Sweeney. There was this whole thing going around online about Sydney Sweeney because she has flaunted her chest very publicly in the way that she dresses. And so there was this whole conversation about how she was embracing her femininity and allowing the male gaze and how that was a good thing. Okay, so let's clarify. Embracing your femininity is not the same thing as being overtly sexual. Embracing your femininity is not about being a sex object. Embracing your femininity is about the things that make women feminine, nurturing, beauty, not sex, not just being a body. That is not embracing femininity at all. And in fact, that's very masculine to like put out all of this energy of like, yeah, I am ready and here, take me to bed. That's very masculine rather than like the more seductive, subtle version of I am beautiful and you'll have to earn me. That, which I know is unpopular, but that is a much more feminine expression of sexuality is I am not just free. You need to earn my attention. That's why I believe waiting for sex until marriage is so important. You have to earn this thing that is so precious to me. My sex life is not just for everyone to have, a chance at. I am saving that for the one person who I believe earned it and who is going to take care of it. And it's as precious to them as it is to me. Modesty has all of these ideas wrapped up in it. At the end of the day, when you have a lot of women dressing immodestly, it actually makes it harder for the women who do want to dress modestly. It's not just a choice of like, oh, I guess you can dress this way or I guess you can dress that way, and it's just a preference. It's not just a preference because women who dress immodestly make the market harder for women who want to dress modestly. Who is going to get the initial attention more? The woman who is dressed really provocatively or the woman who is dressed a little bit more modestly?
Okay, how about this? How about men who want to wait? Will wait, no matter what a woman looks like. How about that? Why put it all on the woman?
It's going to be the provocative one, but that's going to be short lived. The guys are going to go through 25 women. They're just dating, 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 but not really seeing a future with before they see the girl who is going to be a little bit more work for them to end up with, right? They're actually going to have to put in the effort. And a lot of men are not willing to put in that effort. The good men are, but not all men. I think that modesty deals with the reality that men are attracted to women through a visual means initially, but it doesn't so distract them that then they are completely removed from who you are beyond what you look like. And if your boobs are out the entire conversation, it's going to be difficult to want to know about like what your favorite movie is. The last thing to kind of talk about is just how desensitized we've become to sexuality, to the female form, to nudity. If you are consistently surrounded by naked people, then after a certain point, naked people aren't going to be nearly as arousing as if you don't really see nudity, and then all of a sudden you see your.
Abby, go in the dictionary, pull up the whole entire definitions of modesty, and one of them is in the way you act, not being arrogant and not being judgmental. Work on that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.